We talked about YNW Melly quite often on this podcast, and he was found. Well, he wasn't found anything. They couldn't agree.
They
The
couldn't
jury
agree. Yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah.
the jury couldn't agree on murder charges, so he got a hung jury or mistrial. It's all the same thing, and I didn't get to really tap in with the trial during the 19 days, but it seemed like from the beginning, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, this case seems a little weak. This seems kind of weak." But with these double murders, man, how often does someone actually beat a double murder? But this guy, I'm sure they're going to retry him, man. What was your first reaction when you heard about I was about to say not guilty, but the hung jury?
To be honest with you, I was shocked. I didn't, analyze the trial or nothing like that. I didn't sit up and watch all the details, but from the details I did see from the police when they were testifying about, which direction the bullets came from and things of this nature, when his boy got up there and said he changed clothes, I kind of thought the nail was in the coffin, apparently the jury sit there and actually listen to every single word. And they couldn't, beyond a reasonable doubt, say that it was him. So they did the right thing. If it was me, if you're not sure, don't just, take a dude life or potentially get him a death sentence if you're not sure. So I know they're gonna retry, no doubt. You know what I mean? If the case was mistrial on Friday, Monday they refiled. You know what I mean? So he gonna have to run it back. They gonna do different things in the trial. That's what I hate about the retrial. They get to take a different angle now and they see what the defense angle is and things of this nature, man, and they try to come with a better story or better analysis of it to convict you that second time or sometime at work.
Yeah, man, because the old saying is that the prosecution only got to be lucky once. The defense has to be
Gotta be
lucky
lucky
every
twice,
single time.
every
No,
time,
every
man. Because
time.
they could do it three times. They can retry you three times.
Yeah,
After that third time, man, they can't do it after a third time, But like you say, man, that's hard to do three times, man.
yeah. I don't know what Alabama rules are because I read a old case where they tried this dude four times. But here in
Damn.
Cali, actually, I think here in Cali they can if they want. But I actually had a case where a dude went on trial three times for murder here in L.A. It was my boy Jonte Etris, Ettress. Y'all could look up this brother's case. He went on trial for murder three times here in L.A. Got a hung
Mm,
jury all three times.
damn.
And the judge said after the third trial, he said, "I'm about to let this brother go."
Yeah.
So, and the prosecution was mad. They really wanted to get him. And I'm sure the prosecution here in Florida is feeling the same way about YNW Melly. But the law in Florida, they got 90 days to retry him. So they're going to file charges. And then, you got the Bortland trial that's supposed to be coming up later. So is that going to overlap with Bortland's trial? And how is that going to play out?
Yeah, that is going to be something else because I know they maybe had a strategy, to get Melly out the way first and then Portland come with his. But hey, man, that's going to be wild, man. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for him, man. But hey, man, hey, if they fighting their case, man, what can I say?
Here, I got a quick clip from Channel 6 in Florida. Here we go.
Today, the judge in the YNW Melly double murder case declared a mistrial after the jury was unable to reach a unanimous decision. The rapper was accused of killing two of his childhood friends back in 2018. The jurors listened to arguments for weeks and spent 2 days deliberating. NBC6 reporter Nico Clemens is live outside the courthouse in Fort Lauderdale to break it all down for us. Nico?
Well, Laura, many people are asking online tonight what a mistrial means. What does this all mean? And so for this specific trial right here, again, the jury could not agree on a verdict, so we'll likely get a new trial and a new jury. But this trial right here, it lasted for more than a month. And tonight, we know the mother of at least one of the victims is expressing how she feels.
What I'm going to do is just declare this trial.
A mistrial in the YNW Melly murder case.
Our system doesn't work. without getting people from the community to come in here and listen to the facts of the case and make decisions.
Here he is moments after the judge sent the jury home.
I got murder on my mind.
The rapper, whose real name is Jamel Dimmons, is accused of shooting and killing Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams in 2018. Dimmons and his co-defendant, Cortland Henry, along with the two victims, made up the rap collective YNW. A prosecutor said Dimmons and Henry claimed they were victims of a drive-by shooting, but they argued that Dimmons was the shooter and killed his friends from the back seat. Prosecutors say cell phone evidence proves Dimmons was in the car during the murders. The defense insists he was home sleeping at the time.
This case is sad. This is serious.
Leandra Phillips, the mother of one of the victims, Christopher Thomas, wrote on her Facebook after the mistrial was declared, "My son is dead for no reason."
You gave us some time and you took your best effort to see if you can bring the case to a resolution. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to happen. But I want to thank you again for your time and consideration of the case.
So the defense and the state, they'll come back next Friday and they'll discuss how they'll move forward with this case.
Okay, so it looks like sometime later this week, maybe possibly next week, depending on how busy they are, they're going to decide on a date within the 90 days to retry the case. But hey, man, would you go on trial for murder with that diamond grill in your mouth? I just don't think that's a good look if you're trying to win over the jury.
Well, if it's not permanent, no, he should have took that shit out, but at the same time, you got to understand that these young dudes with a young mind that don't understand, some of the things it take, man, to win over a jury. You know what I mean? These dudes, like that smile at the end. You wasn't supposed to give a smile, homie. You was supposed to give like a relief from, me put through this situation and I didn't do it. You smiling like you beat something, or you know what I mean? And they just don't get that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been in plenty of courtrooms, Alex. You know what I mean? You got to have a courtroom etiquette, especially if you're trying to claim that you're innocent. Because let me be honest with you, and it's just from my perspective and my perspective only. If I was innocent, why would I be smiling that I beat or I got a mistrial? I would be relieved. You feel me? Happy that, I'm that they believe that I didn't kill my friends. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be a smile. No, nowhere in me. You know what I mean? It'll be a sigh of relief based on they accusing me of something, I didn't do. And that's my perspective, and that's what some of these dudes don't get. That's what, but you are talking to a vet as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is his first rodeo, so but he's got good lawyers around him to give advice. These lawyers been on trial before, and when OJ was found not guilty of double murder, he turned to the jury and he kind of mouthed like, "Thank you." He like in a very humble way.
Right.
And it was over. At that point, it was over. He could have just jumped for
doubt.
joy.
No doubt. But at the same time, it's an etiquette that come with it. Based on, and not to mention based on the cameras are rolling. He know that they're in court. He know this is a highly publicized trial. But he don't get it as a young dude. But some of that shit, like you say, can come back to, because they also been making memes about his facial expressions and shit, while he's been in the courtroom. You know what I mean? So, it shouldn't be a smile on your face, bro. You fighting for your life. You know what I mean? So, there's nothing to smile about in this situation. Relieved, yes. Happy, yes. But me personally, in this situation, I wouldn't have been happy just based on, because I didn't win nothing. You know what I mean? I know they come to finna double back on me. You know what I mean? I know they finna come with one more evidence more than they had last time. It ain't nothing to smile about. I'm not at home. You know what I mean? So I felt his lawyers would have took that into consideration and try to groom him. But maybe they can't control him, or maybe they don't even care really.
Yeah, he seemed a little uncontrollable, but to a certain degree, a hung jury, a mistrial is I would call it a small victory. Small victory that definitely it benefits the defense, but then at the same time, the prosecution already knows your entire defense strategy, right? Because you already laid it all out. So that benefits the prosecution on the second go around. But
no doubt.
But was the case weak? Was it weak? I couldn't find out. I wonder if anyone knows this. What was the vote in terms of the jury, because that some of the jurors actually wanted to vote guilty. So we don't know what the split was. We don't know if it was 6-6. We don't know if it was unless it's been. I couldn't find it, but let's say the split was 7 not guilty, 5 guilty. Then that definitely weighs in favor of the defense. But we don't know if the split was 3 not guilty and 9 guilty. Then the prosecution knows we gonna get them on the next one.
No, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you why you could throw that out the window, because it's gonna be a whole new set of juries on the next go round. You know what I mean? So you might not get a jury. You might not get somebody on that jury that believe you like this last jury did. You know what I mean? So that's what it's not to smile about. You got to be worried about the next jurors that your lawyer is going in there picking. You know what I mean? And hopefully they are listening to the case and understanding it as this last jury. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very small victory. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, you got to run it back. You got to do it again. Now, the like you say, the momentum is in the prosecutor's hand, because he know the defense strategies that you're gonna use. So.
All right, here's what the lawyers had to say right after
just had the mistrial called, and
jury.
I need to have both of your reactions.
Obviously, we want to thank the jury for their great efforts that they've extended over this period of time. But we are somewhat disappointed that Melly is not walking out the door with us. That's all I can say for right now.
And David, do you have anything you want to say further?
I don't really have much to add, except to say that the jury did pay attention. We asked them to do a lot, and they hung in there and gave it its best effort, their best effort, and it's the most we could ask of them. So.
And what are your next steps as far as Melly is concerned? Are there going to be any efforts to try to get him out on bond?
We're not at liberty to discuss that at this point.
What are you at liberty to discuss? Can you tell us anything about next steps?
No.
Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming.
The attorney said, nope, we don't really want to talk about it right now. But of course, you would want to get bail for your client after you got a hung jury. But because it's a double murder, that's pretty much slim to none getting a bail. And it's absolutely going to go again. So, hey, we're going to hear another. I believe the trial was 19 actual days. So we got to go through the whole thing, man, all over again, FG. But that's good for the people that are creating content on this. That's good for the Law and Crime Network, because this brought in a lot of ratings. I'm using the old school word ratings. Now it's about clicks and views, right?
Right.
But I believe this is the biggest trial in the country right now, and they're going to do it twice.